Oh, you're going live. I gotta use your charger. Ugh.
It should be already on. Oh, never mind.
That's not plugging in already.
Love my charger.
It's not, or it probably is. Soon my phone be tripping. But let me check it right quick. It's not die, but it's just low.
Yeah, it's good though.
Okay.
Let me look.
Okay.
It's not even plugged all the way.
Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to
Yahweh
by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakagodash. I want to give honors to the apostles, I want to give honors to the apostles and the elders, great male son who taught us is 100% truth, according to the spirits to be Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that they're approaching this word to the four corners of the earth in true sincerity. Peace and blessings out there to your hopeful believers out there, which are also part of the elect. Here I say Shalom. And once again, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Hakodash for giving us our Hakodash, the Holy Spirit, to this lesson on today, Lord, and the field and the sheep of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. So once again, through the power of Yahweh Yahushai, we're here again on a Thursday night. I'm joined today once again with the brother Gadal.
Shalom.
And as we have in the title, Esau must be stopped. Esau must be stopped. And we're just going to get kind of straight into it. I ain't got too many scriptures lined up, just kind of rolling in the spirit mainly. But I wanted to get this article because this kind of what sparked it, because I had seen this article. Let me share this, because this nigga Esau, where is it at? How you share? There it go. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get this article, but I want to pull a precept first. It just came to mind. Let me bring it up right quick. Let me see. I got it so far from me. What's that? Romans? Is it Romans 8?
No, how?
Creation groanings.
Oh yeah, I think it's Romans 8 and 19 or 20.
Yeah, I think it's in Romans 8.
Creation groaneth. Well, you go to how I waited for the manifestations of the sons of God.
Damn, so what scripture is that?
Let me see. It's not Romans 8.
Unless I'm pairing up two scriptures, how it be sometimes. Spectrum wrong. So like I can bear with me.
Oh no, it's 22.
Oh,
it's 22.
Oh, okay.
For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
Yeah. Okay. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 22. Now, when you read up, actually, let's read up a little bit. When you read up, it says, we'll start at verse 19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God.
You mind reading that in the NLT?
Kanye, I got you.
Well, you ain't got to do the whole thing, but the whole thing's pretty good.
Okay, I get it. Had that word in there still. It's Romans 8 and verse 20 in the NLT. My bad. 19 NLT. It says, for all the creation is waiting eagerly for the future day when the Most High will reveal who his children really are. Right? And that's what's happening. All the creation, though. You see? Because we know through the prosperity of Yahweh, we know who are the children of the Lord. Because it's being displayed by way of the curses. Because the curse, when you read Deuteronomy 20, it says that these things should be a sign, a token. Well, it said it should be a token upon our seed and our seed. So we know that we are the sons of God based upon the curses. But the rest of creation is waiting for that day, right? And it says against it will all creation was subjected to the Most High's curse, but with eager hope. And that's going into us, man. See, we were subject to the Lord's curse. Essentially, we put in these chains of darkness. You see? We put in these chains of darkness, but the Lord gave us the hope, which is through his son, Yahweh Shai. Says the creation looks forward to the day when it will join the Most High's children and glorious freedom from death and decay. For we know that all creation has begun groaning as in the pains of the childbirth right up to this present time. And that's what's being done. Ever since Esau has came into rulership, you read about that in First Maccabees 7. It speaks about, well, not my bad, First Maccabees 1. It goes into how when Alexander the Greek, when he was on the scene, he had the four generals, and pretty much his four generals, wickedness increased in the earth. Now, if wickedness increased in earth, what is wickedness? Wickedness is you going against what the Lord set up, man. You see? That's why when you read Second Thessalonians, it also describes Esau as being what? This man Cummings is at the work of Satan. Satan means what? Shaitan, adverse, against. So when you read Genesis and the Lord says how he made everything and it was good, Esau comes along and he's adverse towards it. So everything that the Lord said was good, Esau has tainted it and changed it, you know, has changed it, changed the natural way of it. And that's why creation is groaning, because the Lord designed everything for a purpose. Everything. So if you take what it was designed for and use it for something it wasn't designed for, you're damaging the creation. You see? You're damaging the creation. You're that's what Esau is essentially doing. This nigga Esau said that if you believe that having trees, what that nigga Bill Gates say? Well, Hell Gates. Can't say his name. But what that nigga Hell Gates say? Something about trees. If you believe trees is making the air, you're stupid or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Bottom line, he said some dumb stuff like that. So
like
pretty much,
the trees is like, I forgot how he said it.
I can't remember exactly how I said it, but essentially,
You think cutting trees don't like mess with the oxygen? Oxygen, you stupid. Something like
yeah, that's what he was saying. He's pretty much saying how like cutting down trees is not affecting the ecosystem.
Yeah,
that's essentially what he's saying. Let me create these genetically modified organisms and feed them to you. Well, all the farm meat, so instead of you eating regular meat, you're gonna eat computer grown meat, lab grown meat. Mm-hmm. So all these particular things that Esau's doing, right? This is adverse towards the Lord, because the Lord, he didn't design us to eat. First off, he didn't design us to eat particular things on the earth. And then on top of that, he ain't designed us to eat computer generated shit. He didn't design us to be in a world where there wasn't no trees, because if it was, the Lord would have had it so. But he didn't. But here's Esau. He comes along and he's like, no, this ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. And that's why the earth is such in a mournful state, a languishing state. And not just the earth, like as far as the the dwelling place, the creatures, the animals, but also the humans are in a mournful state due to the aspect of the devil's ruling. You see, that's why when you read scriptures like Isaiah 2, Micah 4, they explain to you how when the sons of God get back in authority, how all the creation is going to finally understand, like, y'all should have been in authority. We should have been had y'all ruling. Y'all should have been calling the shots, because clearly y'all know how to govern the Lord's creation. Because when you think about the Lord's creation, it's almost like a business. You see, it's like a business. If you run the business not according to the guidelines and make it successful, and utilize particular things that was already there for their use, then the business is going to crash. But the Lord only gave that understanding unto the sons of God, the Israelites. We the only ones that have the understanding on why is this creature created. Even just the aspect of us, like, here it is, we might not know like to the T, like, okay, why anteater tongue so long, and why ants, we might not know that to a T, but the Lord has given us parts and understanding as far as particular foods we eat and particular foods you don't eat, and then you could kind of go into Esau science and see what it do, and we can extrapolate through the spirit and see, oh, that's why I don't need to be eaten, because a lot of cases when you do go into the stuff that we do eat, a lot of the stuff that we do eat is not carnivores. A lot of them, a lot of them don't eat meat. A lot of them eat chew the cud. You see? You had something? Because I was going to keep reading.
You can finish that out, man.
Come on, I was going to finish it out. It says, I'm going to read verse 23. It says, and we believers also groan, even though we have the Holy Spirit within us as a foretaste of future glory. For we long for our bodies to be released from the sin and suffering. We too wait with eager hope for the day when God will give us our full right as his adopted children, including the new bodies he has promised us. You see? So not only creation is waiting, for the sons of God to be manifested and be revealed. But we ourselves, are waiting to get back to that glory. Because we have a foretaste through what? Through these scriptures, through the particular visions that the Lord will give us. That's that foretaste. We have an appetizer in a sense of the main course meal, you know. But like I said, man, the creation is groaning. But why is creation groaning? Because this nigga Esau, how he's governing the earth. As a matter of fact, let's get an Odie, like the brother, what his name is. Should probably say Odie but Goody. But it got to come out because this is a nigga that's in rule. If you got a preset, let me know. I'm gonna pull this real quick. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says the whole earth. This is an NLT. I'm getting a KJV. Right? This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So I'm reading from the top. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So, like scriptures say, when you read the book of Daniel, it goes into how the Lord set it up and set it down, and he has set the basis of man over it. So we are experiencing what the world would look like if the basis of man ruled earth. That's why I said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, pursuant to Malachi 1. The wicked is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. That's the nigga that's rulership, right? So with him having the earth under his possession, we're looking at how he is just fucking up everything. It's to the point now to where, we already understood that we ate poison because we getting our shit from Esau. But here it is, when it comes to that explosive diarrhea parasite that they've been mentioning about lately. And the funny part is, what's even funnier is Esau don't even mention parasites like that. When you actually watch a lot of the people that talk about herbs and things like that, like one guy that Elder Apostle Hart put a lot of brothers onto, Dr. Bobby Price. Dr. Bobby Price, he was going into like a history of parasites, and he was saying like, essentially he was kind of saying like when the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers came and got got power over the medical and pharmaceutical system, stuff like that, and stuff like that. They stopped the practices of parasites, but all of a sudden Esau comes out of the blue and is like, hey, did explosive diarrhea parasite? This nigga Esau really never talked about parasites, but it shows you his attack on, him attacking the food that is essential for life. That's the one thing about Esau. Esau is adverse towards life. So anything surrounding life, he attacks it. Because the particular food that you see that you could get the explosive diarrhea from is bitter herbs, fruit, but it's not the fast food restaurants. You can't get explosive diarrhea from McDonald's. You can't get it from constantly eating foods that have seed oil in it, canola oil, vegetable oil. You ain't gonna say that, but you'll say how eating these particular herbs you could get the explosive diarrhea, get this parasite from it.
Fruits and stuff.
Exactly, all the stuff that's really essential for the livelihood of the body. Because what did the Lord say? The scripture says that medicines are made out of the earth. All the particular things he was talking about, they come from the earth. You see, so that's Esau. That's the aspect of how Esau, like the title goes, man. Esau must be stopped. This nigga, he's in rulership, and he's tainting everything. And if it were to go on for any longer, we essentially will get to the point to where no life will be able to live in this environment that Esau is creating, the condition that he's creating upon the planet Earth. Even this nigga Esau himself won't be able to live in this. All this radiation, data centers, soaking up all the fucking water. Like, come on now. The water is very essential for a civilization to run. Mm-hmm. And if you suck all the water up, the civilization is not going to be able to run as properly, man. That's why when you go to the plagues of Egypt, one of the plagues that fucked up Egypt majorly was the Lord turning all the water to blood.
Yeah.
You see? Because every plague the Lord did fucked the system of Egypt. But one of the ones that hit Egypt hard was the plague. Was the plague of the water being turned to blood. That was one of the major ones because they civilized, especially ancient civilizations, they was hell bent on running off of water. And even Esau's system the same way because it's data centers. Yeah. But you got some?
Yeah. Matthew 7 and 17. Yeah,
I got it. I read it from you. This is Matthew. You want an NLT or just KJV?
KJV, like 17 through 18.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 17. It says, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Yep, and that's Esau right there, man. Since we're talking about that's Esau, he's that evil tree, that corrupt tree, right? Showing you that what, like I said, he cannot bring forth good fruit, right? Just like a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, right? So Esau, him like with him being the borderline of wickedness, being that corrupt tree. Guess what? He's not going to be able to bring that good fruit. He's not going to be looking for your best interest. He's going to be looking for, okay, what can make me money? What can make me have more power over these people? Right? They already despise us as it is. I'm like, man, I want to control you. I want to do away with you, but at the same time, I really want to control you. So I'm just gonna keep messing up the food. So, but I want more money, so I'm gonna make you work harder. It's like, bro, just straight evil. What it was, Ecclesiastes 7 chapter, I think like 7:13. Who can make straight what the Lord made crooked? Yeah. Man, the Lord has made this devil crooked, and he's just gonna be that way. He's exactly what Yahweh Shem Shah wanted to be, the devil on earth, deceiver, right? Well, yeah, deceiver, physical counterpart of Satan.
Yeah.
Right. And then what Sirach 14 also goes into, man, and if he does do it good, he do it unwillingly. Yep. So when he does do something good, it was really to benefit him, but it just managed to benefit you in the process.
But then he does, like, my bad, you got
it. Because he looks at pretty much all of us as, what was it, casualties, basically. Meaning if he does a plan and you get caught in the crossfire of it, where you lose your life or whatever, it's just a casualty or something like that. If I'm wording that right.
Yeah, he calls it
I think it's casualty.
Yeah, no, what they call them, casualties of war.
Yeah, it's not casualty of war. It's something else.
Well, I mean, think about it. Esau likens us unto herds.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you go to war and a dog get killed, we ain't finna stop the whole war because a dog got killed or if a building get blown up. Ain't nobody worried about the dog, or the cow that was in the field next to it. He ain't worried about that. But what's you said you got another precept, right?
Yep. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22.
Matthew 24, 22. Okay, typed it wrong. 24. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. It says, and except those days shall be shortened. Spirit, I was going to get that eventually. But it says, except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Exactly. This is Yahweh Shai saying this because it's red letter. Right? So this is Yahweh Shai let it be known like, hey, man, the days is going to be shortened for the elect's sake, because if it doesn't, Esau, as like what you were saying earlier, is going to destroy everything, including himself. Because if you destroy everything, what is a king with no subjects?
Exactly.
Right? Like you're nobody ultimately. Right? You ain't got no subjects that can work on your buildings, that can run the food and all that. You're gonna be like, oh shit. You're gonna be asked out. You're basically gonna kill yourself ultimately.
You won't even
off yourself ultimately.
Yeah, you won't even have a kingdom, because when you go into kingdom, it's King Damiel, which means king domain. Or king domain, king dominion. So you ain't gonna have no kingdom. Yeah, Esau ain't gonna have dominion over nothing. Like exactly. That's the thing that shows you the falseness and the stupidity of Esau. Like, how you gonna have slaves, but you gonna make it harder for your slaves to even have livelihood? We're not even gonna say work, livelihood, be alive. Like we just recently, brothers had put in our chat about the U.S. working hours. In order for you to get out of poverty, you gotta work fucking 90 hours. How the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Like how you gonna live?
How you won't even live? Like we're not even talking about just work. Live. This motherfucker working 90 hours to get not even enough to get out of poverty. So he had no choice. Jake do have a choice, but it's gonna make Jake get to the mindset where like, well, fuck it. I might as well buy this pork because this pork costs $1.99. But that bison costs $3. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're not gonna eat healthy. Yeah. So it's gonna make it harder for them to eat healthy, They ain't gonna want to go to a gym because the gym membership won't cost too fucking much. And they working too much, so it's gonna be like, damn, I got a gym membership, but I'm fucking working at work. Stuff like that. So it's like the livelihood of your fucking slaves. How the fuck you have a nigga build your house and he ain't even like got the right shit to build his house? That's gonna be the difference between our rulership. That's gonna be one key difference between our rulership and the heathen rulership. I mean, yeah, the heathen Esau's rulership. Our rulership, we not gonna destroy our slaves. But the different thing with us is we gonna have the ability to, if we let's say for example, we decide to wanna give we give them like starve out our slave, like give them bare minimum to eat. We gonna have control over the elements and their body elements and molecules, so we'll be able to make them work 10 times faster just on the fucking cracker. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? Right, we're gonna have power, but Esau don't have power. But Jay, you know what I'm saying? Esau don't have that power. So him doing that shit, he's just destroying your slaves. You want me to read it again for you?
That's cool.
But that's it. Like you said, no flesh shall be saved. Even this nigga Esau, he's screwing his own self over.
Yeah.
Like the priest always mentions that precept. What is it? Pretty much it goes to like to whom he could be good if you're not good to himself. But what's the precept?
No, that's Rock 14.
Yeah. Well, let me pull it real quick.
Yeah, Rock 14 and like 5, 6, I think. It's around that area. It's within the first 10 verses.
Like this nigga Esau, because I was talking the other day, I was talking to the brother Yasad about it. I'm like, this nigga Esau already, especially compared to other nations, he's already got problem reproducing.
14 and 5.
He's already got a problem reproducing, but this nigga killing him own self out. But he already got a problem with reproducing. Yep. So this is Sirach 14 and 5 in the KJV. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his own goods. And that's Esau. He's not even good to himself, man. So it just shows you how the person ruling is stupid. But but we feel it. But we see the results of it.
Yeah.
Because it's a different, like if you ever been in a position, I know like in trades it'd be like just a lot. Like in trades, you'll have an individual like he's your general contractor or he'll project manager, but he only the project manager because his dad like is high up in the company. You know what I'm saying? So you got the dude that's telling you what to do in the field, but he only know how to do that shit really. And that's frustrating because it's like, well, you ain't trying to talk back because you ain't trying to lose your job. But it's like, damn, you over here complaining about this, saying we gotta get this done faster, but you're not even understanding that this is what happened and we didn't have a certain material, or you don't even know the fucking material. You ordered wrong material and telling us to figure it out. Like that's Esau essentially. Yeah. Esau, this nigga Esau, he don't know what the fuck he doing. He just doing shit. Oh, that seems cool. I want to do this. But I'm gonna pull this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. It says, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. You see, so the Lord designed this devil like this. Mm-hmm. Like it don't matter what we could do. We can't do nothing that would change how Esau operated. Like the priest mentioned in Mark 7 and 17 and 18, how if the Lord, he had a tree that bears a wicked fruit.
Matthew.
Yeah, it's like Matthew. A tree that bears wicked fruit, it can't bear no good fruit. It can't produce none. That's like you telling the apple tree, you go up to the apple tree and you're like, I need you to make me some oranges or some pears. You can't do that. It's not apple. I mean, it's an apple tree. That's how Esau is essentially. Yeah. Do you have precept? Come on, I'm gonna get this article real quick.
You got it, bro.
Okay. All right, let's get this article real quick. This is I actually seen this from the brother Benaiah down here in Dallas. He had it, but I thought it was pretty interesting, to the spirit. But it was published October 9th, 2024, so it's worse now. But it says catastrophic 73% decline in the average size of global wildlife populations in just 50 years reveals a system in peril. I wonder what that term would mean. Well, we know what peril means. Peril means hard to bear. So this system is, as funny, it says system in peril. Oh, that's crazy. 144. Call all your house. I'll show their number. Got that 144. But see, so even like just from this website, World Wildlife, is telling you that when the wildlife is declining and not operating that it needs to operate, the system is in peril. It's in a bad state, which Esau's the one running this system. He's running the system into the ground because he's saying that he's telling the person, which, I'm doing an analogy. He's telling the person that made the fort that a fork could be used as a charger.
Crazy.
He's telling you like, no, I know you could use this fork as a charger. It can conduct electricity. Nah, nigga, the shit's used to eat with. But that's Esau though. That's what Esau's doing. Like it sounds so stupid, but that's what Esau's doing. So I'll read a little bit. The main point I really just wanted catastrophic, but it says Washington D.C. October 9, 24 said there has been a catastrophic 73% decline in the average size of monitored wildlife. See, that's crazy. It says 73% decline in the average size of monitored wildlife. So imagine the wildlife that Esau don't have access to or he can't monitor. It's suffering from it too. And this is in 2024. We're in 2026. It's going to be in 2027. So you know it's worse now. But it says in just 50 years from 1970 to 2020, according to the war. So this is really based upon from 1970 to 2020. So it's not even based upon 19. It's not even based upon exactly. It's not even based upon 1970 to 2026. So imagine how it is now. It said according to Wildlife Fund's WWF Living Planet Report 2024. And that's pretty much the main part I wanted to get. But see, the wildlife is declining. Now, we all understand, like we just made the analogy, you know. I'm not saying that, we just talking about that nigga Hell Gates. Right? So let me look this up in the chat right quick. It says, let's see.
Yeah, that's crazy. 73.
That's a lot.
Above 50%. So that right there is proof, just letting you know Esau don't know what he's doing.
Exactly.
And I forgot, it was a quote, man. I'm gonna have to look it up maybe, but it's a quote that I think it had to be a Jake that made that. It was a quote. He says, "We're the only creatures that destroy something or like change it and call it progress," or something like that. I was like, that shit crazy.
But that's the thing though. If you really want to be honest, we not doing that. Esau does that shit. Yeah, like that's the mindset of Esau, because Esau, he will even say that shit with the Native Americans, you know, with Gad and Reuben. You know, Esau, he'll say it with Gad and Reuben, and with a lot of countries. When he go take them over, he always puts the aspect of they were savages. Even with the dang, you had Earl Spence. You know, he had to mention that at the end of his fight, he was explaining how he was looking into. I can't think about who he was talking about. I can't remember, but he was saying like how the white man pretty much came over there and married his family to him and took him over and said that we did this because y'all was operating as savages. You see, and we came and brought y'all order. So that's what Esau does. Esau, when he does something, he likes to say that we was operating. He gave us order. Nah, nigga, you you gave us lawlessness, no order, right? So I just put this in the chat. You know, chat got a garment today, but I put this in the chat. I said, how important is wildlife to the ecosystem? It says wildlife is essential. Hold on, let me share this tab. And if you got any pieces to come out, let me know. It says wildlife is essential to the health and stability of Earth's ecosystem. Every species from microscopic bacteria to elephants and whales plays a role. The loss of wildlife doesn't just affect individual animals, it can change entire landscapes, alter the climate, and ultimately affect human survival. See? Yeah. So the 73% of the wildlife being smaller, declining, that's ultimately going to affect our livelihood too. You see? And that's the thing that Esau don't understand. Everything that the Lord created, it operates in, like, the best example that I could give is like the body. The earth is like the body, the human body. Everything in the human body helps one another, whether it to the smallest to the largest. It all helps each other out. You see? Because Esau let it tell you like how, because you got in your shin bone, you got a fibula bone, which goes off the side of your shin bone. They'll say like, oh, your fibula bone don't matter. You can take your fibula bone out and you could use that for, like, if you have decayed bone marrow somewhere, we could use it to replenish it. No, that's just what Esau likes to say. You know, you might not be able to find, oh, what does the fibula bone do? How does it help the body? But it's put in the body by the shin for a reason. That means it helps the body. Whether it helps the shin, take off some of the pressure, we don't know fully, but we'll know in the kingdom. But nevertheless, we understand that the Lord said when he made it, it was good. That means there was nothing wrong with it. Esau comes along and says, oh, something wrong with it. So that's how the earth is. Every creature, from the largest to the smallest, even predators, prey, insects, It all plays a part in the congruency of the operating of life of the earth. And Esau says, you know what, this shit, not shit, Salakia. Esau says, you know what, this is wrong. This is not right. Even him merging animals, him making chimeras, which chimera is a Greek, I think it's a Roman or a Greek term, pretty much essentially going to like merging animals together that don't go together. For example, a chimera would be a liger. That's an example of a chimera, a liger.
Lion and the tiger put together.
Exactly. They don't really go together, but you merge them together.
And they don't reproduce.
Exactly. You can't reproduce.
And if I can add, because how you made that point when the Lord, well, the Alahayim made everything.
Yeah.
They said it was good, showing that like, man, literally, because ultimately it came from Lord anyways. It just Lord made everything in balance.
Yeah.
Like you said, one thing compensate for another. You got predators to keep these certain animals in check so they don't overpopulate.
Yeah.
Because if they overpopulate, then it's gonna be a shortage of something else. Then if it's a shortage of something else, then it's gonna be a shortage. It just trickles. It keeps everything in balance, like everything, like in a cycle. Just keep going. But once you start taking some of the weight out of that cycle, whether it's a predator, it's gonna get too much of this, right? Or if you take something else out, it's gonna number down. It's gonna lower down something else. And keeping throwing everything out of balance.
Yeah, that's what they stuff something to say. So I'm gonna read a little bit. It says here are some of the most important ways wildlife support ecosystems. It says pollination. Bees, butterfly, birds, bats, and other pollinators help about 75% of the flowering plants reproduce, including many crops humans eat.
Damn.
And it says seed dispersal. Animals such as birds, monkeys, and elephants spread seeds, allowing forests and grasslands to regenerate. Population control. Predators keep herbivores and prey populations in balance. Without them, some species can overpopulate and damage vegetation. It says nutrient recycling. Scavengers, insects, fungi, and microbes break down dead plants and animals, returning nutrients to the soil. Healthy soil. It says earthworms, insects, and burrowing animals improve soil structure, water absorption, and fertility. Clear water. Wetland wildlife and aquatic organisms help filter pollutants and maintain healthy rivers, lakes, and oceans. Carbon storage. Healthy forests, grasslands, and oceans maintained by diverse wildlife store vast amounts of carbon, helping regulate Earth's climate. That's why it's probably so fucking hot. You see? Crazy. It's why it's so fucking hot. Which we know is according to prophecy too. The Lord said he'll smite the earth with the sun. But nevertheless, Esau's playing a part in it, because Esau, that's the big thing, that global warming is by carbon dioxide. Well, nigga, you keep fucking having all them oil spills in the sea and having all these fucking trash islands, plastic islands, fucking up the damn wildlife, and the wildlife play a part in regulating the Earth's carbon. Yeah, which would the Earth's carbon, which would lead to helping regulate the Earth's climate. Mm-hmm. See, and it said disease regulation. Biodiversity can reduce the spread of some diseases by preventing any one host species from becoming overwhelmingly abundant. You see, so just reading this, right? And I'm gonna get this example, right? Because this is one example I wanted to get. It says one of the clearest examples is in Yellowstone National Park. When the wolves disappeared, elk populations grew, overgrazed vegetation, river banks eroded, and many other species declined. After the wolves were reintroduced, the ecosystem began recovering, vegetation returned, beavers increased, birds came back, and rivers became more stable. You see? And this is this exactly. And this is just a small, minute example. So you got to think about how Esau is doing that on a larger scale. He's doing the Yellowstone National Park on a larger scale. Essentially, he's taking animals from different areas, killing off animals, killing off certain vegetation, destroying particular things that's affecting the whole ecosystem as a whole. And that's gonna affect us, essentially, man. It almost made me think about that movie Hopper. It's a kid movie. It's a kid movie, and pretty much what happened was Esau was trying to build his road, right? So Esau was trying to build his road, and what happened was he was trying to build his road, and his road it It was really at a convenience. See, that's where Esau gets shit at, man. It's that convenience shit. The point of the road being built was a highway, so it could be more convenient from the people that lived in the city. They could get to a certain destination faster without going all the way around. So, but to come to find out, the road that he was going to build, and I'm spoiling the movie, so if you ain't seen it, you probably not gonna see this kids movie, but the road going straight through. It went straight through a beaver's dam, right?
Mhm.
So what happened was Esau, for him to get rid of the beavers, he put up these pretty much essentially he put up some 5G towers, so the beavers couldn't stay there no more. So the frequency was like fucking horrible. Like, but to humans, we didn't feel it to that extreme. But the animals, they felt the frequency from that fucking towers, and they was like, "We can't, you don't hear that," because long story short, the lady she became a beaver robot, whatever. But she didn't feel it, but she was like, "What's wrong with the tower?" And it was like, you don't hear that, but it's because she was a human, So we really couldn't feel it, but the ecosystem they felt the frequency from the 5G tower, so they left. And what ended up happening was when they left, the beaver dam got broken. The beaver dam was still there, but all the wildlife had to leave because the beaver dam wasn't being constantly upkeep. So it was being damaged, and then certain insects had to leave, birds had to leave, fish and turtles had to go find another spot. Exactly, and it became pretty much destroyed. It was no water. The water evaporated, was gone. It was no more water, no more. You see, and all that because of convenience. Because boom, and that's what Esau does. Because we know Esau has that microwave mindset pursuing Genesis. That's why he sold his birthright. So that's how he runs his system in a microwave way. And time, when you watch these particular movies, because I've been watching the movies and I'm just pulling them through the spirit. When you try to cut corners, that's where you fuck up. When you start cutting corners. Because even when I was watching it's like for the movie references, I was watching Big Hero 6. I had watched it again. And the dude Esau he had built a quantum collider essentially where they could make stuff get to you instead of you traveling. It go through a portal and it gets to you like that. So what happened was he cut corners to make the shit, and when it was revealed that it was some problems, he said, "Fuck it, it don't matter." And he sent the human in there, and they got stuck in there. But that's the shit that Esau does. Esau, he microwave his system, so he cut all these fucking corners, and it destroys the ecosystem. We don't need it. We don't need that. We can switch this around. We can move this around. No, I don't need it now. It's destroy, and then he would do it in a sense of deceit, of like it's helping the system. He'll say like, "Oh, we eating too much meat, so." We're eating too much meat, so we having a what they call it when animals in danger of being extinct because we eating too much meat.
Yeah,
nigga, that's not even the case. And then on top of that too, it's your fault we eat so much meat because you the one that fucking provided us with this much meat. Back in ancient time, we had to go hunt. You know what I mean? Like meat wasn't this. You back in ancient time when the ancient way, you didn't have this much access to meat. You weren't able to just, let me go get me some chicken from the store like that. No, you had to actually go find the chicken and you had to make a trap. It was more to it, man. So what did it mean though? It lets you know that when it comes to meat, the Lord didn't design us to consume a whole bunch of meat all the time.
Yeah.
That's like why. No, you got it.
We had like pretty much a
keto diet, right?
Keto Mediterranean diet where we ate mainly vegetables and we ate little meat.
Exactly.
Which is cool. Jay was very healthy. So now Jay eat, forgot how many pounds it was, but it was a pretty good amount a month. I was like, damn. No wonder a whole bunch of Jay just fat and shit. And then on top of that, you don't know where the meat coming from, let alone how they did it. Because another thing, a lot of the times they be pumping them up with drugs for one, mainly chicken. From what I know, mainly chicken. And they be torturing them.
Yep.
And then, like cows, for example, the beef, they be torturing them, and then they'll kill them, not realizing that torturing them like that and killing them actually can have an effect on us when we eat it.
Yep.
I was like, dang, actually, Esau do know the shit. You just don't give a damn.
That's the thing. The scriptures say what? Do what it say. It says the heart is deep.
Yeah.
Esau know this shit, but he wicked.
Exactly.
Scriptures say what? He can't rest until he have done wickedness.
Yep.
Or
some evil.
Yeah, done some evil. So this nigga Esau knows this. It's not like, Esau don't know. He's stupid. No, he knows this, but he'd rather not do it because he the wicked, he the devil. Yeah. But that's why this nigga Esau that's why he got to be stopped. Because if he don't get stopped, he gonna keep doing it. You know, that's why you read Second Thessalonians. We're gonna pull it. We're gonna pull some description. But this is Isaiah 24 and verse. Just back in the point of how like Esau got to be stopped. It's not Jake. It's not the YN. It's not the women. It's Esau. Esau got to be stopped. You got to kill the. You got to kill. You got to take the head off, man.
Because Esau, because you said them. You said them examples. You know, YN or what else you said? I forgot what you said.
Black women.
Well, you know, yeah, nigger women,
nigger
women, stuff like that. All that really stems from Esau, anyways.
Yeah,
because he allowed this shit.
Yeah,
he created YNs. He want more YNs, so they can keep killing each other and stuff over colors. Man, I'm blue, nigga, I'm red, nigga. It's like, whoa, bro, like y'all really killing each other over colors.
Even the term, even that term ghetto. When you go to the term ghetto, what does it mean? It means where the Jews reside. So Esau named it. He named it the ghetto because he like that's where the Jays reside. You know, the Jews. But we're gonna get to real quick. This is Isaiah 24 and verse 4. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." And that's what you see happening. That's why you see a lot of people online complaining more and more because of how Esau is operating, man. They're languishing. The pride motherfuckers, the pride niggas that we see every day, they're languishing because of the conditions that the Esau is bringing upon earth. Because you got to think about it. Esau, he's trying to murder. You got niggas like Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, Alex Karp, you know, Hell Gates, Max Zuckerberg, and all these motherfuckers, these tech heads. Their goal is to essentially, especially Peter Thiel, he talks about it a lot. Esau's trying to gain immortality, and Esau understands that he's like, I'm gonna be able to gain immortality by access of my technology, which he's never gonna gain immortality, but he thinks he is by way of technology and left-handed magic. You see, so he's gonna do that. But the whole population, he wants the whole population to merge with technology, which the scriptures already tell you that ain't gonna work well because he said the ones that do get the C-hip. Right, they're gonna have what? They're gonna have grievous sores due to what? The radiation from the technology. You see, you can even look that up. You can look up about like having technology inside of your body and how does it affect your body. You see, but Esau's gonna do that on a major scale, worldwide scale. Everybody gotta get a C-hip unless you want to be exorcised from society, or you're gonna get the death penalty to certain things like that. Right. You see, that's his goal, but that's not going to help society. You see. That's not gonna help life. That's bringing life closer to death. You see, motherfucker got a damn like because it's Esau. You're not the Lord. You're not the person that the Lord orchestrated to be able to know everything people know, to see everything they do, and to let alone give judgment on it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You definitely not the nigga to be judging the shit because you don't out of your own kingdom proceed of wrong judgment. So we're gonna read verse 5. It says Isaiah 24 and 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. We just read it, Job 9:24. You see, so the earth is inhabited, is being governed by Esau, and it's being defiled by Esau and how he's regulating things. It says, because he has transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant. You see? So because he doesn't rule according to the moral standpoint that Yahweh Shai, Esau doesn't run the earth according to the law, statute, commandments of the Lord. Because they wasn't given to him. But due to him not running the earth like that, look at the state of the earth. It don't take a rocket science to understand that, bro. The earth is fucked. You got all this fucking concrete everywhere. Your fucking knees fucked up. Your joints fucked up from standing on a concrete all fucking day. You in the house all day, not getting no sunlight. Motherfucker on the house all day in front of a damn screen all day. You know, you just had recently, you know, you had the Elder Ayala. He did a beautiful video on that. Then you had the Elder Shawamba, you know, but the beautiful video going to the aspect of like taking a break from that social media and how social media and that dopamine rush and all the particular things that comes along with it, how it's damaging to the human. You see how much social media damages us. Like social media, it's at your fingertips, but how much it damages us. You know, the Lord didn't design it to be like that. The Lord didn't design it for us to be in the house all day in the AC looking at a damn screen. Right. He didn't design us to wear shoes all the fucking time. Because when you wear shoes all the time, shoes are insulators to grounding. Yeah. You can't ground to the earth. That's why JB so fucked up, got all that inflammation in their body because your ass ain't grounding. That's what's happening. You're not grounded to the earth. You're not connecting to the earth. Because when you ground to the earth, it regulates your electrons and it produces to where you can't. It pretty much helps with inflammation. You see, you're not doing that. You're wearing the insulators all the damn time. And as a matter of fact, Esau did one better. He made the insulators look nice. He let Jake design them. Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what? I'm gonna let Jake design the insulators. So it's gonna make niggas want to wear it. You don't want to walk around barefoot. And then if you do walk around barefoot, it's fucking concrete everywhere, bro. That shit not good for the body. Exactly. But this is what Esau did. Then of course he got the cars. We could go on all day, man. This nigga Esau got the cars. He got all these fucking cars pumping out excess carbon dioxide. You know, excess. All types of shit, man. But this is this is the nigga that's rulership. This is a result of the nigga that the Lord has set up. You got to make that point. The Lord set this nigga up, so that lets you know that the Lord he gonna take this nigga out because he tells you that. So let me get this too. Revelation 6. This is going more into the point of how this nigga Esau. This is why he got to be stopped because the Lord created him a particular way, so he can stop this nigga. The Lord made sure because really, if you think about it, the point of Esau being in rulership, it's two things we understand. One thing we understand that it's our fault. You know, we fucked up and the Lord mad at us. So he's showing us that he mad at us with this nigga being in rulership. Yeah. And secondly, he's also showing us, he's getting us apt to want righteousness. You know, back then when the Lord gave it to us, we was kind of like a spoiled brat in a sense. We didn't really get the gravity of it, you know. But through the second Adam Yahushua, we understand this is why you don't have man lay with man. This is why you don't have woman lay with woman. This is why the women don't have authority over men. This is why you don't have people eating food that are bottom cleaners. Right. This is why, you know, we getting at why. We getting understand like, see, we seen it. Yeah, we seen a motherfucker ruling the earth and all bitches wanted to eat was crab and lobster and wonder why their blood pressure was so high and wondering why they had different ligaments having to get amputated because of the diet. Or they stuff stink. Exactly. They stuff stink. You scripture instead of sweet should be stink. You hit you a woman and shit, you know, her shit got a little tart, got a little stink to you like fuck. You know, some brothers see it through. But you know, it's stuff like that, you know. Mm-hmm. Shit like that. That's one thing, you know, because the reason a motherfucker will see it through, a brother will see it through, because like, damn, you did all that work to fucking get the box. We deprive the box. We deprive the box, and we have too much access to bad bitches. You know, you see way too many bad females, then you deprive the box. So we got people over sexualized at a young age. We're not even talking about in their 20s. They young men, essentially, 12, overly sexualized. You see, this is a result of the wicked being in rulership, man. This is a result of it.
Yeah.
You gotta come in. All right, Salaki. Let me read this. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red. It says, and power in that red horse, because a horse, what is a horse representation of usually in the scriptures? It's representation of power. So there was a power that was red. You already know it's talking about Esau. And there's more evidence in the scripture that's talking about Esau. It says, and power was given unto him that sat thereon, right? So the Lord gave him power to do what? To fulfill his will, which was his will, which we're going to read it, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So Lord gave Esau the power to take peace from the earth. You see, so he could take his ass out. Esau is literally set up to destroy the earth, and we and from us looking at that, it's giving us the new judges. Which originally are the first judges, but the new judges to understand what, like, damn, this is why, you know, the Lord had these laws, such commandments. Like, this is why these particular things were put in place.
Yeah.
Now we understand. It's one thing to know it, but you understand. Once you get it, you're like, oh, you had that epiphany. You're like, dang, this is why the particular laws, like, this is why they put in place, because we got this nigga in rulership and he not even following the righteousness of the other law, and we see what's happening.
Yeah.
Shit, you got women being fucking prostitutes and shit. Some bitches don't even gotta be a fucking prostitute, but they don't want to work. They don't want to work hard, but they strive tooth and nail to be equal to a man. But they don't want to do the jobs that you could get money. They want to do those easy ass jobs because women weren't designed to work. The Lord didn't have it till woman was working. Essentially, well, doing that type of work at least. They was doing more things like being a herbalist. Very good with the herbalist. You already know they knew how to cook and serve. Things like that. Shit. Some women went out, seeked out another woman for their man, and then especially what they was very, very I ain't gonna say pride in the sense like being lofty, but like pride, like they really wanted to do was bear children for a man. Women now, they getting that all sacrifice. They're not trying to bear no children. You got any more scriptures? I got some.
But I do got a point.
How you got it?
Right? Yeah, I came back. I lost it. But right now, what we seeing is, because we understand what Sirach 19, I said, the keeping of the commandments is the doctrine of life.
Yeah.
Goes into sayings and teaching of life. Right now, we're seeing pretty much the doctrine of death, because it's the exact opposite of the commandments. Esau's not upholding no commandments, none of them. I mean, yeah, it's not for him, but like, it still does good, So it's like we're seeing the way of pretty much death, because as long as this dude been in rulership, it's been getting worse and worse and worse. But now it's just getting like drastically worse because we're getting closer to the end. Like at first it was getting worse, but slowly. Like, we wasn't around during this time, like 1980s, 1990s. They were like better, because obviously way better compared to now from what I've heard.
But even us,
it was doing it slowly getting worse.
Yeah.
But now, ever since that Braxton Hicks in 2020, now we're starting making big jumps of things getting worse each year. Like obviously, the COVID thing. But it's just like, damn, it's like, man, what's the saying? It's there moments when decades can happen within a year or a day or something like that. Yeah, and there's time where decades when only a year worth of something happens. So it was something along the lines. We're living in a time to where a year will go by, but it's like decades of stuff happen.
Yeah.
Stuff that usually will take a president a whole term, Trump doing within the first 1 or 2 years.
Sure.
Which is good for us, because we want this. We want the days to be short. We want time to be sped up, because the faster the time moves, the faster we can get to the kingdom.
Faster get this nigga Esau out of rulership, like it says in 2 Ezra 4.
Pretty much.
Now that good cannot come, in which that evil that is sown be uprooted. So we getting faster to the point of Esau being uprooted, because you got to understand that Esau, his cup got to be filled up first. So I'm gonna get this real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn." You see, because that's nothing too. Like, when you look at, like, when you read Jeremiah 51, what does it say? Babylon is a golden cup in the Lord's hand and has made the earth drunken. And even in that same chapter, it goes to how the nations are mad. See, the other nations, they're tired of Babylon. They tired of Esau shit, essentially. Even though the Russians are Esau too, but they tired of how the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers running shit. Really, I mean, they tired of it. Sodomy going rampant. They women go to Babylon, come back different. They women go to Babylon. What's the word? Bashful. Come back loud and ghetto. Over sexualized. You got fucking pornography over here.
Right.
Motherfucking your son come over. He be over here for 10 years. He's fucking a gooner. As they call it, as young niggas be calling it. He a gooner now. You afraid this nigga? You afraid he come back to China? You afraid your son might be a sodomite because he don't know how to talk to females, but he whacking the doodle every night. That's why he don't have no people kiss skills, and he gets the relief from doing that, even though it's not really good relief, but shit like that, man.
Dopamine.
Exactly. That shit put a demon on you, man. You see, so it's stuff like that. You see, that's from the wicked being in rule. That's why we're so excited at what this nigga doing right now. Like Esau, keep going, bro. China just got more into. China just got in, man. Ukraine bomb. Ukraine shooting at Iran. Ukraine shooting at Iran. We love it. We know it ain't gonna come to the cusp until the MOTB get made mandatory. We know that, but we can definitely see like the MOTB definitely close because the particular pieces that the Lord is setting up for the Woe 3. You see? What is this? Sirach 10. Yeah, let's get this. Yeah, we just going through these scriptures, I've had it lined up. This is Sirach 10, because I'm gonna end it off with two of them. This is Sirach 10 and verse. We start the one that says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. You see? So a government of a man that cares about the future, the livelihood, the life, he's gonna have order established. Esau don't have no order here. There's no order here in Babylon the Great. Women over men act like women, YNs run around. Bro, and when you go to the law, bro, a YN wouldn't even make it. A YN would have been fucked. We'd have been got good. YN would have been stoned to death. In our law, if a kid wasn't bending to their child's will, like Scripture said, yours must be the first hand. You see, and they'll bring it to the ancient, the elder, and the elder will get a judgment, kill that nigga. Why? So that wicked root would grow up and have a child and have a daughter and it just goes on. That's what we have now. We have just 2/3, you know what I'm saying? 2/3 is repopulating, which of course we know how they're repopulating for the judgment. But essentially we see the result. You can't even talk to a nigga. You try to talk to Jake, nigga spazzing out, acting like a fucking female. Just having a simple conversation. Y'all just had a simple disagreement. This nigga ready to shoot you. Like, damn. You honked the horn at the nigga because he on his phone. He's ready to pull a gun out because you honked the horn at him. He in the wrong. This nigga will hit you and be mad at you. Nigga, you driving slow. Man, I'm driving slow. You fucking trying to skirt off, niggas fucking speeding at 35. Like shit like that, And they listen to the 808 beats. They had driving crazy, but keep going. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what men of man rule of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. So this is all a result of the one that's in rulership. The reason, like the priest mentioned earlier, the reason we got these niggas, Big Shirley, the reason you got a bitch that's over 300 pounds saying that you got to take me to Papados, fuck Papados, saying you got to take me to that spot where that nigga sprinkled the fucking salt on the fucking steak, saying that the Cheesecake Factory is not a good date, saying if a nigga don't make 6 figures, I can't fuck with him, is because of Esau. Right. That's why. Bitch, 300 pounds. You talking about me taking you to a 5-star restaurant? You needed to go to a 5-star gym. Right. Shit. Right. Stuff like that though. A bitch talking about if we go out to eat and you go with my friends, you got to pay for me and my friends. What type of shit is that?
That's that social media stuff, man.
Exactly. That's but this is all because like we just read, it says, and what man of the man ruled the city is, such are they that dwell therein. So the ones that are in Esau, under Esau rulership, they have the tendencies of Esau. They act like Esau. They're very entitled, very. Can't tell them shit. And if you do tell them shit, especially if men, especially these women begin you. These women really act like Esau. You can't tell them shit. Anything a man says, he's either two things. He's either effeminate, or what they say? What's that word they say when you got standards? What do they call you?
Not misogynistic.
What's the word?
Toxic masculine.
Not even just that. They say something else. They say something that kind of like will kind of push a nigga button.
If you got standards,
yeah, if you got standards, not insecure. Insecure is one, because if a man got standards, they'll say you insecure.
Yeah, they say that.
Sassy. That's what it is.
Sassy?
They be like, you sassy because it's giving sassy because the dude has standards. Because he doesn't want his woman wearing certain clothing or he don't like this. He's sassy. Like, bitch, this is some dick. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, see, that's Esau though. Esau has that same spirit. He being the biggest demon in the earth, but sitting here trying to point the finger at everybody else. It's your fault. It's his fault. Them. It's because he's. I know, nigga. It's you. You the one that has the authority to be able to change this stuff, but you don't do it. You actually make it worse. But that's your mo, order out of chaos, right? Now we keep reading verse 3. It says, an unwise king destroys his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. You see, and that's the thing, man. The unwise king, Esau, he destroying the people. We see it. We got two precepts going into that, man. Esau, by the way, he's regulating the earth. He's destroying the earth, man. Damn, that's a scripture I'm supposed to get. That's cool. We'll get this.
I already got that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, then I'm ending off with these two scriptures right here. Let me get this one first. BLB. Tripping. Let me see if it pops up. It's a Revelation. Hold on. So I'm gonna get it. Destroy Earth. All right, this is it right here. We'll get this. It said this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead there should be judged, going to the heathens, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and should have destroyed them which destroy the earth." You see, so we come to the time where the Lord is finna destroy this nigga that destroyed. That's why, hey man, I remember the elder Menatazak has said this. The elder Bishop Menatazak has said this. He said, "You better hope what we saying is true." Like niggas love to scoff and scoff and shit. Nigga, you better hope what we saying is true, because if what we saying is not true, that's mean that there's nobody out there that's going to put a checkmate on Esau's rulership. Yeah. So this nigga Esau gonna continue to do this wickedness, but through the power spirit of Yahweh shall we know we right. You see, and we have our Lord, our power, our God, right? Our King. He's gonna take this nigga out of rulership. He's gonna put the checkmate on his shit, right? So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. We ended off with this. It says, let me see where is that. Let me skim to them. All right, this is 2 chapter 2 and verse 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity do already work," which is Esau, because in that time, what really was Paul under? The Edomites. It says, "Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way." So only the Lord is the one that's going to be able to take this nigga out of the way. And call Lord Yahweh Bashma Shai, that is evident. Because you can only imagine if there was nobody that had the power to take this nigga out of the rulership. We'll be fucked. Esau must be stopped, and we know he's going to be stopped. Call Lord Yahweh Bashma Shai. So Lord, when this is edifying through the power spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and feeds you lemon sheets of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, we're going to end up saying, call Lord. Yeah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakabadash. We're going to get them honor to the apostles and the elders, great meal honor to y'all. We're going to say shalom. Shalom.